Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about an ISO 222 token that I haven't been talking to you guys about for a very long time. I did make videos on it early on, but since then I haven't really made any more videos on it, so we're going to be addressing it, we're going to be talking about it, and that is of course Algorand or Algo. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys could hit that like button. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate it. So today we're ultimately going to be talking to you guys about why I do believe that we should all be holding at least 1,000 Algo. In my opinion, when we talk about a lot of these ISO 222 tokens, these tokens in general offer a ton of potential. Now, Algo is one that I love the technology behind it. I've talked to you guys about it. I actually did a deep dive in on Algo, the entire team behind the project, the technology, the use cases, etc. I definitely do think that Algo shines as one of the most I would say legitimate projects out there in this market. I mean, when we talk about legitimate projects, I don't just mean like, they're legitimately doing some very solid things, but no, it's just the team behind it. I love the team behind Algo. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you should definitely check out the team and do some more research. I don't want to do too much deep dive in on things like that in this video because I've already done one. But with this in mind, I do want to talk to you guys about pricing and things like that. So let's just dive in. Let's talk about the chart and let's address a few things. So first off, I was already in Algorand before back in 2021. Now, I got in, it was at a pretty, it wasn't like a great entry point. I think it was like around this point here. It was like roughly like 50 to 60 some cents. And when I was really in Algorand, I wasn't expecting it to go, to a massive price target or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure I sold within this range here. It wasn't like anything special, and it wasn't like a ton of money or anything like that. And of course, this did start to run back to like $3 plus. Now, I didn't really buy back into Algo. I sold and I bought into a few other altcoins at this time. I think I might have actually bought more Matic at the time with my Algo profits because it wasn't anything significant, and also my entry point on Algo was not the best. But again, now we actually see that Algo is actually down below my entry points from 2021. And we can actually see that we are at levels that we haven't seen since going back as far as like January of 2021 at bottom yearly support. But again, I'm not going to enter in Algo just yet. And the reason why is because as we do see altcoins continuing to, get pushed down a little bit more because of course Bitcoin dominance is rising as Bitcoin is sort of just trading sideways. It does suck to see, but that is exactly what, we are basically trading into right now. It doesn't hurt to take some small positions to average in a little bit. For an example, I've been very transparent with you guys on positions I've been taking in terms of Link and Matic. And I have started to average in on some positions with like Casper and things like that. But, for the most part, I'm not taking heavy positions just because it would be illogical to do so as we are still in a very uncertain time in this market. And it doesn't mean that I don't believe exactly what I've been telling you guys about, aka that extended bull run and that last major fifth wave, because when we are talking about that bear market rally, essentially that would be the wave 5, and it would bring us back up to a significant level. But also, I don't believe that we are in, a bear market. We're just seeing a lot of individuals calling for a bear market rally. I think that what they are calling for as a bear market rally is essentially the last wave of the bull run, if you will. But of course, in terms of Algo, I have been addressing Algo for a little bit of time, like I've said. And when we talk about the levels that I'm really kind of looking at in terms of an entry point, they are around roughly this 22 cent to 30 cent zone. And this is exactly the level that I've been watching for to, retest, because if we can buy in at these levels, first off, this is a level that we haven't seen since going back as far as like November of 2020. Now, of course, the topping point of this at roughly it's like almost 30 cents exact, is a level that we haven't seen since going back to July and August of 2020. And this was a support range back there that we kind of ranged on before breaking down a little bit below it, in that November timeframe. But we quickly regrasped that, and then we started that major run to roughly like $1 plus. So when we are talking about this level, I do want to see if we could get some nice entry points around this, even if we average in at the top of this and then kind of buy back in on the low. And when I say buy back in, I just mean like buy a little bit more around the low and kind of average our price down to like 26 cents. Then we're looking at roughly, a 1700x or a 1700% increase in price here. So and by the way, if our average is 26 cents, then our average price or our cost, if you will, for 1,000 algo at this time would be $260. Now we would get 1,000, and at this price up here, which is, by the way, the 1618 at roughly $4.71. And yes, I do believe that that is a possibility. I think that that is a level that's fairly conservative in my opinion. I think that we could hit that. Then we would be looking at roughly 4.7K. So it's a very significant profit point, especially when you are looking at it being $260 invested in to make 4.7K. I think that that is pretty significant, and that's also why I do believe that we should definitely be eyeing to at least hold 1,000 algo at least. Especially if you do hold a lot of the other ISO 222 tokens, it would just make sense to hold algo. In my opinion, my portfolio is really kind of shaping around utility gems. A lot of people keep asking me, hey, are you going to do a portfolio deep dive or something like that? I might do one. I got to really think about it, but a lot of my holdings are just utility gems that I have been hodling for a while, or I continue to accumulate around these ranges, and I will be fully transparent with you guys on those, and of course on all of my buys as well. So with that in mind, let's move on and let's talk about why I do believe that Algo could hit these levels, but also is extremely bullish. So first off, I want to talk to you guys about just recently the FIFA partnership. So we do see here, what does the FIFA partnership mean for Algorand? And shout out to Liquidity 8 for this, but it becomes the official blockchain platform of FIFA.com. Now the funny thing is that FIFA.com has 15.2 million followers, and yes, this is a giant of an organization. We also do see our assist FIFA in developing digital asset strategy, help FIFA enters into the world of blockchain. It showcases the potential of Algorand. Now, how does Algo really kind of play into this? Well, I do believe that in terms of digital asset purchasing and things like that, it would be awesome to see them utilize Algorand as almost like a payment ecosystem, if you will. I could see a lot of use cases actually, deriving out of this partnership. Of course, we have to wait to see it really kind of shaping into those, but I definitely see, the potential behind this, especially as a lot of these companies want to get into digital assets and digitization as well. So I'm definitely focused on this because, again, this is a massive organization. Now, also, that was not the only partnership. So as we do see, largest sport, FIFA.com, but biggest music company on earth, UMG. And yes, UMG was a partner in terms with LimeWire. So we actually do see our Universal Music Group to release NFTs on LimeWire's Algorand marketplace. The major music label behind Taylor Swift, U2, Kendrick Lamar, and BTS will let artists drop NFTs on the new Web3 version of LimeWire. And this is, of course, going to be built on Algorand. This is pretty significant. We actually just hear, digital asset or digital music sharing services are coming back in Web3 form just days after news broke that Napster will return in the form of an NFT marketplace on Algorand. LimeWire, which announced its own Algorand-based marketplace in March, announced today that it has signed a major label, Universal Music Group, onto its platform. This is why I've been telling you guys to pay attention to what Algorand is doing. Because although, yes, they are, they're in it with payments and things like that, they're also doing some great things within the NFT sector. And partnerships like this definitely prove where Algorand is positioned. And we actually do see here the global deal, will let artists signed to Universal Music Group and its myriad imprint labels release tokenized digital collectibles via the upcoming LimeWire marketplace. Universal's imprints include the likes of Interscope Records, Def Jam Records, Motown Records, Geffen, I'm hoping that I'm saying that right. I'm probably not, but Republic Records, EMI, Virgin Music, and others. And of course, you guys can see all of the music acts here as well. Some pretty large names. And I think that this is great to see. I think that when we talk about a lot of the tokenization happening around this, market, specifically even in crypto, it's really definitely focused on music and, the creator economy, if you will. So I think that this is awesome. But again, like I said, this was one of many other ones as well, because we do see, most populated African country, Nigeria, official chain of El Salvador, 100% uptime versus Solana, no forks versus Ethereum, upgradable green, no compromises, Algorand is open for business. Yeah, I think that when we talk about Algo, it's seriously going to have an incredible time ahead. I mean, I just foresee this hitting some, major targets. Of course, like I said, this is my conservative range at the 1618. We could hit some higher targets. I mean, if you think about it, if we're talking about like the 4236 and the 4618, I mean, look at some of those levels up there. Those are pretty significant targets. I mean, $11 to $12, almost $13. And, I've always said, if we talk about Luna outreach to the last Fib outreach, and if we do that, that's $22 per algo. So, think about how crazy things could actually get for something like Algorand, especially with a lot of the buyer demand around it. And also, they've been, making some very, incredible strides. So, to me, I think that, when we talk about a lot of these ISO 222 tokens, I think that Algo should definitely be included in there because Algo is making some incredible strides. So with that in mind, this is exactly why I do think that we should all be holding some Algo. I mean, hey, if you can't afford to have 1,000 Algo, just get a little bit. And again, be patient. You guys do not need to buy in at these prices just because we are low. Wait until, a perfect buy range, because right now, we are ranging a little bit around yearly support. But once this level does break, and if it does break, I should say, then we will most likely retest some levels. And the first level that I'm really kind of looking at is roughly this 32-cent zone. If that is broken, then we will most likely test that 30-cent zone. And that's where I do start to average in on, Algorand. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.